You were live.
Okay.
What happened?
Sorry,
What happened, Mr.
he's right here.
Oh,
We conferred and he is okay with me opening the meeting.
He couldn't see past my
We-
head, so don't worry.
We conferred beforehand. I'm going to open the meeting, but I do, with all full disclosure, have to leave in 10 minutes. So someone else can run the meeting after this. I'm sure there will, I have no idea how this will go, if this will be healthy debate or what. This is a joint meeting on the real property tax exemption for renewable energy projects. I'm looking at you, Supervisor Stroud, because I'm sure you will have some input for us on this. But before we do that, is there anyone from the public who wants to comment at privilege of the floor? Okay, without that, is there any discussion from the committee members?
And this is
Yes, Supervisor Stroud.
about 487, opting in or staying in or opting out.
Yes.
Now, 487, the intent of which was to encourage solar development, alternative energy, green energy, whatever we want to call it. And that's all a good thing. And the town of Queensbury did not opt out, neither did the county opt out. I mean, Queensbury School did. In the meantime, we've learned a lot. We've learned about the control of the IDA. We've learned that whether you opt in or you opt out, you can always insist on a pilot. Now, having said that, you have more of a big stick if you've opted out in encouraging a better pilot. So, looking at the whole picture now, I would suggest that we opt out. Now, I'm a big green guy and I got solar on 6 of the buildings. And I want to encourage solar fields, and we have 6 of them planned for Queensbury. But when I look at Warren County, and I think that we can work out, I mean, for Queensbury, we have promoted a 50% tax decrease. In other words, we'll share the burden with the solar field, which I think encourages it. At the same time, it gives something to the Queensbury residents. So I think it's a win-win situation. And I'm just saying that Warren County, looking at the big picture now, puts itself in a better position if you opt out and encourage some kind of a formula. Queensbury has adopted the 50% formula, and you're welcome to see our resolution. We sent it to the IDA, encourage them to go forward with this as we move forward with these solar projects. I've sent them and given my 60-day notice, and you also have to I send email us a hard copy. You have to do that. So anyhow, those are my thoughts.
So you're,
Supervisor
Go ahead.
Leggett, and then I'll
Yeah.
come over here. Yes.
That was well presented by Supervisor Stroud. And at the heart of it is that if we opt out, we still have the ability for solar ventures to get a pilot. They just come to the table. I do think it is a fail-safe if we opt out because of the 60-day window. That is an automatic. If for some reason we do not respond within 60 days, a developer gets to have an automatic exemption on things. And we can figure out formulas later.
Supervisor McDevitt,
no, I'm all set. Yeah, thank you.
Supervisor Smith.
This first is an observation. As a double E, I've followed the solar development in particular, even the wind development. If you've ever been to California, you see Alameda Pass, all those dead windmills up on the hill, scarring the land. But solar energy development still is on step 2 of 200. You know, most of us might remember the days when all it was a black roof, pouring water over it, and it heated the water, and that was it. But still, they're still highly ineffective. They're going to get better and better and better. But what they're doing is, and this is what is, they're using up a lot of what they're not making anymore, and that's land. So, and that's how we generate our revenues a lot of times, is through the land tax. Now they're getting a lot of breaks from the federal government. They're getting a lot of breaks from the state government. So I'm kind of with these guys. I think we should opt out and play a case, well, not case by case, but But look, that's a place where you could put housing. Yeah, that they're gonna pay taxes on, and it's gonna help the community. It's gonna bring people in. And if there's going to be some kind of deal with the solar companies, I'd say, look, all right, you're not paying taxes, but I'll take 50% of your energy, dump it back in my town for nothing. So that way you're getting something out of it at least. So that's kind of where I sit on that.
Supervisor McDevitt, then I'll come back.
Somewhere in this information, the property in question is in the town of Queensbury. It is next to the Walmart on Quaker Road. The piece of property in question is wet, okay? But the property in question has height restrictions built into the code because of, the flight path there. So it is a piece of property that inherently has some distinct limitations in terms of value because there's limitations on development. So here we have a solar organization that is saying, let's do this. At least their initial application. They can deal that the land is wet. They can deal with the height restrictions. So a commercial piece of property that has some inherent characteristics that make it less developable for the average developer. So they bought it probably right, and it's okay for solar.
Let's just keep in mind that the proposal that we have now is just for projects going forward.
Mhm.
Yes, Supervisor Stroud. Yeah, it's not for a specific project.
All the parcels selected in Queensbury, trust me, were not developable by residential. They would be. They're brownfields, they're steep slopes with southern exposure, they're wet areas, as Supervisor McDevitt pointed out. There are areas generally that are not developable. However, and I think we have to keep this in mind, you put a solar field on there, and now you have a value added that you did not have before. And even the school has expressed that to me, even under that agreement that was referred to by Supervisor McDevitt, they were getting something more than they were getting before. But I think we can do a little bit better than that. But again, none of these are very developable, if developable.
Happy to be wrong about that.
And the solar actually adds and generates an additional value, taxes, and they don't demand any services. It's not like we got to plow their roads or that we got to fix their stormwater or anything else. There's literally no cost to the residents, but they are receiving some benefits.
Does anyone want to make a motion to move this resolution with the local law forward? Back to the full board?
To opt out,
Yes.
I will.
Okay, Supervisor McGowan, Supervisor Leggett, discussion. Moving it forward for a public hearing, right, is the first step? Yeah. Okay. Hearing nothing further, I'll call the question. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Any further discussion or privilege of the floor? Motion to adjourn?
Amen.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Supervisor.